Have you ever noticed that some of the hardest people to set boundaries with aren't bad people? They're good people. They're friends, family members, church members, people we love and respect. Yet sometimes the people with the best intentions can place the greatest demands on our time, our energy, and our attention. And when we try to establish healthy boundaries, we can feel guilty for doing so. Jesus gives us a simple but powerful principle in Matthew chapter 5 and verse 37. He says to let your yes be yes and your no, no. In other words, be honest, be clear, be truthful. And when you say yes, mean yes. When you say no, mean no. The problem is that many of us struggle with that. We say yes when we really mean no. We overcommit. We overextend. We try to make everyone happy. And eventually you will find yourself exhausted, frustrated, and sometimes even resentful. That is why Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 23 is so important. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it comes the issues of life. Now note the priority. Above all else, not after everything else, not if there's time left over. Above all else, keep your heart. Guard your heart. Why? Because everything flows from it. Your attitude flows from your heart. Your relationships flow from your heart. Your leadership flows from your heart. Your walk with God flows from your heart. So how do we actually guard our hearts and establish healthy boundaries? It begins with priorities. One of the greatest lessons that I have learned in life is that there is a difference between good ideas and God ideas. Not every opportunity is a God-given assignment. Not every request is something that God is asking you to do. Not every open door is a door that you are supposed to walk through. The enemy doesn't always distract us with bad things. Sometimes he distracts us with good things that pull us away from the best things. And often, our biggest challenge isn't bad people asking us to do bad things. It's good people asking us to do good things at the wrong time or in the wrong season. That's what makes boundaries difficult. Because the request may be good. The opportunity may be good. The need may be legitimate. The person asking may be someone you love and respect. But just because something is good doesn't mean it is God's priority for you right now. When you know your God-given priorities, boundaries become much easier. If God has called you to walk closely with Him, lead your family, serve your church, and fulfill your specific assignments, then every opportunity must be filtered through those priorities. So, before saying yes, ask, does this align with what God has called me to do in this season? If the answer is yes, then move forward with confidence. If the answer is no, or not now, then it's okay to lovingly say no. Here's where many of us struggle. Sometimes the challenge isn't saying no the first time, it is saying no the fifth or sixth time. Have you ever noticed that some people will not take no for an answer? They keep asking, they keep pushing, they keep trying to persuade. They may not be bad people. They may sincerely believe that their request is important. But persistence from another person does not automatically change God's priority for your life. If you've prayerfully considered something and determined it is not what God is calling you to do, the answer doesn't become yes simply because someone keeps asking. In fact, one of the reasons Jesus said, let your yes be yes and your no, no, is because integrity requires consistency. If every no eventually becomes a yes after enough pressure, then our decisions are being controlled by people rather than being guided by conviction. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is kindly, graciously, and firmly repeat the same answer. Not with anger, not with arrogance, not with frustration, just with clarity. A boundary doesn't need a lengthy defense. Actually, the more concise, the better. You don't owe everyone an explanation. It simply needs consistency. And there comes a point where guarding your heart means accepting that some people may be disappointed by your boundary. They may even get mad at you because you set your boundary. Their disappointment and anger is real, but it is not your responsibility to carry. Your responsibility is to remain faithful to what God has called you to do. When your priorities are clear, then your boundaries become clear. And when your boundaries are clear, your heart is protected for the work God has called you to do. So today, ask yourself, is there an area in my life where I need to let my yes be yes and my no be no? Is there a place where I need to do a better job of guarding my heart? Am I spending my energy on good ideas when God is calling me to focus on His ideas? Because when we guard our hearts, keep our word, and prioritize God's calling, we create space to live faithfully, love genuinely, and serve effectively. Hey, today marks my 200th devotional. Thank you for taking the time to watch these. My heart and my goal is to use these devotionals to help pastor my own congregation through the day-to-day realities of life and also challenge us all with a thought for the day. Hey, God bless, and I'll see you, Lord willing, Monday right here on my front porch.